Good morning, children. So, as we completed the lesson seed dispersal, we'll continue with the question answers in this lesson, okay? See the back of the text, the lesson of seed dispersal, the question answers given there. We'll try to answer these questions today. So, question answers in the lesson seed dispersal. So, you already know what is the definition of seed dispersal. The dispersal of seeds from one place to another place, or the transfer of seeds from one place to another place. It is called as seed dispersal. The seeds are carried away from the one place to another place through the agents of seed dispersal like wind, water, air, that is insects, animals, human beings, and through the bursting mechanism, as you know well. Now the first question there being, what happens if the seeds are not dispersed? As I already told you, if the seeds are not dispersed, what happens? All the seeds fall at the shade of the parent plant and they may compete with the water and mineral salts along with the mother plant. Either the mother plant will survive or the daughter plant. So there is a chance of surviving for any of the one in between the two of mother or the daughter plant. So it is essential for the seeds to disperse at different places so that the continuation of species may be there. So it is the answer for that question. Okay, children. Next, how are the seeds dispersed in calotropis? So dispersal of seeds in calotropis. You know well that seeds are dispersed through wind in calotropis. Calotropis, how the seeds are being dispersed by wind. Why is it so? Because the seeds of calotropis are very light in weight with hairy structures over them. They fly high up in the air and settle at some place, and under the favorable conditions, they try to germinate into the new plant. This is how the seeds of calotropis are being dispersed through the wind and they are being germinated. Is it clear, children? So we'll see the different plants of this at different places due to its dispersal through wind. Okay, next the question is about why do most of the coconut trees grow along the shores? You know well, coconut, the seeds of coconut contain the fibrous structures. So they are dispersed by water. They are dispersed by water. They fall over the water. The weight of the seed, the fibrous structures, though it is heavy, the fibrous structures contained over the seeds of the fruit of coconut, it helps to the coconut to float on the water and it moves along the currents of water currents and move and settle at some place over there, and under the favorable conditions of air, water and mineral salts that it gets through the soil, it germinates. And due to that, we see most of the coconut plants in the seashores where they settle over the coastal areas of the seas or the water beds near the rivers. Okay, children, so that is the reason we see that water, through the water, they may be dispersed. The seeds of the coconut plant are dispersed through the water, the fruit of the coconut. Next, do you find any relationship between the weight of the seeds and the dispersal mechanism? Do you find any relationship with the weight of the seeds? If the weight of the seed is more, it cannot fly up. Is it clear? So if they are less in weight, you know well, as in the plants like maple, grass seeds and all, they have, some of the seeds have hair-like structures which fly high up in the air, or through the air, through the wind currents, they move out and they settle at some place through the wind and they try to germinate. Is it clear, children? So that's how the wind helps, the weight of the seeds helps the plants to disperse from one place to other place through air. If they are light in weight, they are easy to move from one place to other place and they get where they get the suitable conditions to germinate. So that is how the plants may be dispersed through the wind if they are light in weight. So we can say that light-weighted seeds can move from one place to another place easily and disperse through the wing-like structures they contain or hair-like structures they contain, which helps them to move easily from one place to other place. Next, so that is how the examples you can give as maple, caltropis, so the milkweeds, etc. Is it clear? Next. Ravali said dispersal of seed is very important in nature. Is she correct? How do you support her? So the same thing as you have answered, so what happens if seeds are not dispersed? Yes. So dispersal of seeds is very important in nature, because in nature, it's with the living organisms like plants and animals, where the species of the plants will continue forever if there is dispersal of seeds. If not, if they fall at the parent plant, at the shade of the parent plant, they may not meet all the requirements that it needs to germinate. So if the parent plant may survive or the daughter plant may survive, so it is essential for the plant, for its continuation of the species, to disperse their seeds from one place to other place. Is it clear? That is how we can say that Ravali is correct in saying the dispersal of seeds is very essential in nature for their continuation of their species. So we can support by saying this as if they fall under the shade of the parent plant, either the parent plant may survive or the daughter plants may survive by receiving the materials, that is the water and mineral salts that it needs for its survival or germination. Next, and the question is about the seeds that germinate through the wind, water, animals, birds, man and others through the bursting mechanism. As I told you before, by wind. So the seeds that disperse by wind. I'll say again for you. Children, see the board here. We can see the seed dispersal through the different agents of seed dispersal by wind, water, animal, bird. First I'll say about these four, later I'll move to the man and bursting mechanism. Okay, first by wind. So you know that the seeds are dispersed by the wind. As they are light in weight, have hairy or wing-like structures. They are light in weight and they have hairy or wing-like structures, so they travel with wind and settle at a suitable place for their germination. For example, like caltropis, cotton, oak, maple, dandelion, milkweeds. So these are the examples that you know well about the seeds which move or disperse through the wind. Next, coming to the dispersal of seeds by water. Example, as I told you about the coconut before and also the lotus seeds, they also have the outer covering which has the empty spaces and seeds covered by the fiber and has air spaces. So it can float on water and travel to a distant place, especially in coconuts. And in lotus, if you take, the lotus seeds are heavy in weight. Okay children, so the seeds of lotus. The seeds of lotus are heavy in weight. Okay, and when so we can see the most of the seeds, they are carried away by the flow of water. They are carried away by the flow of water inside, and so we can see the most of the lotus in the sea, in the river waters and so on. And next, by the animals, dispersal of seeds by the animals. They are, examples are xanthium, tiger nail seeds that you have already seen. So the picture you can see in your textbook that is given, this is it. Okay, so the spines, the thorn-like structures or hook-like structures. These are hook-like structures and these are thorn-like structures that you can see over the seeds, which get stuck to the fur or the skin of the animals and transmitted from one place to other place. So that they are germinated at some other place also during the favorable conditions and germinate so on. So this is about the dispersal of seeds by animals. Coming to the birds, especially the castor seeds which look like the worms for the birds, and they mistake them to the worms and they eat them. So you know well, Amudam Ginjalantaru Vitni, they look like worms, okay children? And so castor seeds appear like a worm and the bird carries it away by mistakenly. and then it leaves it at distance place where the seed sprouts into a baby plant. So there and the other seeds like guava, tomatoes and etc. These the birds take them and eat the fruit of the plant and leave the seeds away. And sometimes they are dropped as a bird droppings too, like in neem. Is it clear? So that is about the different seeds that are dispersed by the birds. Coming to the human beings. Human beings also disperse some of the seeds, especially fruits and vegetables where they grow with their intention to grow them, and some are being transported from one place to other place or imported and exported from to the countries too, to one country to other country too. So like in case of guava, sugarcane and all, and tomatoes which are being imported or they are being left away in our country by the Europeans when they were ruling over here. So this was the species are continued from then onwards. That is about the tomatoes here. So the seeds like guava, cauliflower, tomatoes, etc. So most of the vegetables and fruits are being imported from one place to another place along with the cereals, pulses, etc. by the humans. Is it clear? All the vegetables and fruits, we can see that they are dispersed or they are taken away by the human beings too, from one place to other place by transportation or intentionally growing them at some other place too where they need to develop. And next, by the bursting mechanism, we can say the other topic is about the bursting mechanism where the seeds are being dispersed from one place to other place. So this is how we can see in Kanakambaram, balsam, peas, we can see the bursting mechanism where the seeds are enclosed in the pods. Okay, pods. Peas చూసారు కదా మీరు కందులు లేకపోతే బఠానీలు వీటినన్నిటిని కనకాంబరాలను కూడా చూస్తే వీటి విత్తనాలు మీకు బర్స్ట్ అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా, కనకాంబరం in flowering plants. You can see that they are being dispersed through the bursting mechanism. Is it clear? They burst out especially during the summer. These fruits, when they ripen, they burst open and seeds are scattered to long distances. During the favorable conditions, they germinate into the new plants. So they burst out and the seeds are dispersed at the long distances away from the parent plant. That which we can see and answer this question about the seed dispersal by wind, water, insects, birds or animals, and also the human beings and through bursting mechanism. So this is how the seeds are dispersed from one place to other place. Next question, you see the textbook, children. So what is the next question given over here? Some seeds like soap nuts have a very hard shell. Why is it so? So the question may be asked as why is it so and how the seeds are all dispersed. It also may be asked at times. So how can you answer this question? Soap nuts, you know that the soap nuts contain a very hard shell because when the seeds, they are being mistakenly taken by the birds or animals and eaten, and seeing the hard shells, they leave them away at some other place too. Okay, so the favorable condition, the seeds are in contact with the water and the necessary favorable conditions are being reached to them, they germinate at that place where they are being dispersed by the birds or animals. So because when the seeds are in unfavorable conditions and adverse atmospheric conditions, the seeds or the seed coat protect the seeds from such a condition. That is, if the hard shell cannot be bitten by the birds or animals. So it helps the seed to protect itself from getting into damage. So the hard shell of the soap nuts helps the seed to protect itself from damage through the animals or by the human beings when they stamp over them. Is it clear? So this is under the favorable conditions of water, they get they get the needed material like water and mineral salts, and they germinate into new plants. So that is how the hard shell protects the seeds of the soap nuts to germinate into the new plant without getting any damage. Is it clear, children? So that is how we know that some seeds like soap nuts have hard shell and they may be dispersed